All right, so here it is, the video on fixing your 880 and 901 for that matter without having to do a mail order. Now, all I'm going to say, mostly the focus of this video is making sure you can fix your gun affordably, reliably, meaning that nothing's going to get in your way, and not get ripped off. I've never really talked about it on the videos. I've written about it in a lot of my descriptions, but part of my reason for being here is making sure people don't get ripped off, because there are a lot of rip-off rats out there, as my gunsmith calls them, and we want to avoid them. Now, there's nothing wrong with eBay. They just happen to set up shop there. There's a lot of them. There's more than ever. Some of them have pretty good videos. Other ones just not. They just see that it's an easy con and everybody wants in on it. And so we're going to talk about how to fend that off. And again, as far as Game Mode Daisy goes, the ladies there do a good job. That's not the issue. We're going to go ahead and say, though, for the executives and people that make decisions there, if in the future you can't, as an individual, buy parts from Game Mode Daisy unless you're buying in bulk, you're a third party, the thing is that's going to put Daisy customers in a bad spot, because then things are bad enough now with rip-off rats. If they get the market cornered, or they think they have it cornered, then we have to fight that off. So that's what this video is about. So let's begin. So this is a Daisy 35. Now, my gunsmith doesn't think that highly of it. He thinks it's a great product that Daisy did here because it has the power of the 880 or 901. It's more like the 901 because it has a pump instead of a handle. Also, you have the one-piece shroud and frame, and that was good for manufacturing. Very simplified engineering. You get the power of the 880 without quite the accuracy. Now, my favorite shooting doctor has figured out a way to get accuracy is with H&N calls barrel ammunition. So like the sniper rounds, silver points, and it allows you to get pretty decent accuracy. So about up to 15 yards with rounds like that, JSB heavy, is I can't tell a big difference between this and the 880 at 15 yards. The accuracy is actually pretty good with the right ammo. But the 880 and the 901 just have the advantage that it has a rifled barrel. This has a rifle barrel. It has a 2.5 inch longer barrel, and even with average pellets, it's more accurate. So, my gunsmith does not think the world of the Daisy 35. He thinks it's an interesting concept. He thinks that for 30 bucks, anything over 30 bucks, Daisy's making a killing profit-wise on this. Very simplified construction, and he thinks it's brilliant in many ways as far as the business side of it. So the best way to say it is that he sees it as a cargo ship. So forget the rip-off rats, the people trying to rip you off, selling you marked up parts. We're going to get to that in depth in a second here. This is your cargo ship. You still can use it as a gun. You buy it. You can still lightly use it as a gun, but it's basically a cargo ship in waiting. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's begin. All right, so this one has screws right here. The 880 doesn't have, so make sure you remove your pump slightly. Again, clear the breech. People who watch my videos know the drill. You pull that off. Drop that side off. Now we're going to get to the stock and talk about the stock first. This is where it gets interesting. So pull that off. Okay, this part here is identical to what goes on your Daisy 880. Now I want to start this off with a kind of a comical slant. Okay, there's a lot of young guys, more than I thought, who think it's cool to take their Daisy 880 stock and cut it off right here because they think, oh, cool, I'm making a shotgun. And they put BBs down their barrel and turn it into a shotgun, and they figure out, oh, wait, this kind of sucks. I just ruined my gun. Yes, you did. So they're embarrassed. They don't want to buy a whole new gun. They haven't gotten around to ordering a stock for the 880. But this is what I discovered. This will fit on your 880. It is an inch shorter right here. It's called a pull. So you lose an inch off your pull that means from the back of your stock to your trigger right here. But it doesn't matter. It works. And before anybody asks, yes, I actually put it on this gun. And it worked. It looked actually pretty good. It's just a little shorter. Now let me show you something. So the reason I'm showing you this is the internal workings. This is an 822. I didn't care for the 8 or the 22 caliber version, so this is just a teaching tool now. But it's identical to the 880 except it's in 22 caliber. So let's see, does this work? This is from a Daisy 35. Does it work? So let's see. We're going to go ahead and put this on there. And there we go. Look at that. Okay, so that is so you can see it. And again, I want to make it clear. Someone asks, don't bother asking in the comments because I'm going to tell you, yes, I put this on a gun. I put this on this one right here. Put it on there, put the screws in, and it was fine. And so that's what it looks like in the internal components. The beautiful thing about this is that, again, so left and right hand shooters, like the 901, people like that. Some people like the smaller stock. I can tell you it works great. I couldn't see any difference. The sights worked fine as far as the hard sights. It would have to be a lot shorter for it to affect that. But yeah, so this is what you do. If you were a young guy and you thought it was cool to cut the stock off your gun, this is how you fix it. So that's one part you get from your 35 cargo ship. All right, so from your parts store. All right, so I want to also make clear that I got my Daisy 35 for 45 bucks. 45 bucks and out the door. Some areas you can get it for as low as $35 and out the door. But anyway, so this is where it gets interesting now. So we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart. Remember to use your pump. The pump shot out of there. I took out the retaining pin right there. And then I like to use the pump to punch this out of here. So this is where we get into the more serious aspects of this. All right, go ahead and set this side over here. We don't need that. Okay, so we're getting into the barrel assembly here. Now, first of all, this trigger will absolutely work on your 880. And I've shown 3 videos now where you don't need to do that in here. You punch these pins out. And this will work on your 880, so you get that. That has value. The pump tube, unfortunately, that won't work on your 880. But that's not what the part's really after here. So let's go ahead and start taking this thing apart. Okay. So there's one part we definitely want to have. And let's get the tool chest out. And we're going to make sure that that part is dealt with. So I don't feel that we need to take apart the trigger on this one. I'd have a couple videos on that now. This will fit in your 880. So you salvage this. You scavenge this. And now for this, let's get to what you really need to get and talk about the rip-off rats and what they're doing. Okay, you get to keep all this. All these parts are good. Spring, all this. Keep that. That fits on your 880 or 901. And then this all crucial seal right here. So your chamber seal, which helps store air. And so you get to keep that. Okay, I'm going to make a very serious point here. Okay, the rip-off rats will charge you up to 20 bucks for this. You can get this currently for 25 cents. Yes, make sure you hear that right. In my PDF video in the written section, I tell you how low the parts are. If you see what the rip-off rats are doing out there, that's right now. If you get to the point where you can't even order it as an individual and they know that they have the market cornered, my gunsmith says this could be sold for 50 bucks. They're selling it for 20 right now, $20 when you can get it yourself for 25 cents. And so I consider that pretty criminal that they're doing that, but that's right now. If a situation comes in the future where you can't order this individually, this is how you get it. So you're not paying a rip-off rat, potentially up to $50 for that. They're 20 right now, 20 bucks, and you're getting ripped off. Now, as far as that's one, I would consider that the lungs of your gun. But we need to get in this a little bit more. So actually, yes, we need to take the trigger apart. So that's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and get in there. Get my little ball peen hammer. Commenter was nice enough to let me know that it's called peen. The peen, because I don't have a lot of experience dealing with that type of hammer. The claw hammers, yes. But, all right, so we'll just use this little retaining pin here and tap that out. Oh, and also I'm going to make a comment. Okay, so remember, that's the Knurled side. My shooting doctor made some very good comments I want to talk about. Very professional comments. Is that it's called Knurled. The side that I call gnarly, it's Knurled. That is something we want to be careful with. Where they have the rough edges and the one side is bigger than the other, it doesn't matter what gun. You do not want to hammer that through the length of your gun. Path of least resistance is Knurled on this side. So we flip it over and we hammer it out that side. The path of least resistance. So there we go. So we just want to do that. Now this is the I think the 4th time I've done this on a video. But yes, we definitely want to do that. Okay, now just see, I just used this very small piece of metal as a. There we go. Okay, so yes, so I take it back. Yes, I had to take out the trigger. So, but that's because there's something we need to get to in here that's vital. And I have no problem doing this. Yeah, obviously I'm confident doing this. I'll put this thing back together and lickety split. And so what we want to do is get in here and get to the thing that the ripoff rats are really hammering down on, and we just cannot abide by that. So when you're getting this thing out, there we go. All right. Now that one was stiff. I have to tell you that they're not usually that stiff. Okay. This chamber seal, the ripoff rats are selling you that for $20. So this is the heart of this video when I'm tearing apart this gun. These two parts right now, the ripoff rats are selling you for 40 bucks with shipping and handling. That's now. If they get the market cornered in the future, I'm not saying Game of Daisies is rushing to do that, but I'm just making a point. My gunsmith says this, which stores the air in your power chamber, could be sold for anywhere for up to 100 bucks because people don't know. The fact that people aren't shopping around, and Daisy is in no position now being part of Game as they're trying to be assimilated into that new culture to do anything with this. Look, these two parts right now are $3.25. The ripoff rats right now, $20, $20. Your lungs of your gun, your chamber seal, and your valve assembly. $3 right now, 25 cents. If you get your Daisy 35, as low as 35 bucks, I paid 45. 45 bucks, you get these two crucial parts and a stock to fix it if you're one of those young guys that thought it was really cool to cut your stock off, or if you just happen to break it. Things happen. You also get all these trigger parts. You get all these parts. All this stuff has value. I would say from Daisy, the part value here is upwards of like $10 to $15 right now. But if you can't get them in the future, it doesn't matter what it is right now. So anyway, so this is what my point is. You get this, and you get this, the lungs and heart of your gun, out of a Daisy 35. So for, I'll say $45 average price, $45, you're getting these two things, a stock that will fit on your 880. You may even decide, my gunsmith Joe, people may even like this little stock better. They may just decide, hey, let's go ahead and put that little guy on there and see how they like it. So there's some guys, even big guys, that prefer little guns and little stocks. So you get the stock, you get the valve assembly, you get the chamber seal, you get the trigger parts, you get the valve assembly parts, you get all those parts, all that for $45. Or if you happen to just get enamored with someone who may have a cool video out there, but he walks you into a bear trap of buying marked up parts, and they're all doing it like that. Most of them want you to rebuild their guns with these parts that they sell you for. They will literally sell you these two parts right now for 40 bucks. I don't know about you, but I prefer to get a Daisy 35 for anywhere between 35 and 45 bucks, not make ripoff rats rich. You get the internal organs that are so vital, heart and lung of your gun, stock, trigger, all these internal organs for 45 bucks. Also, the screws are good. These will work on your 880, so keep those, especially the stock screws. And there you go. So I know this may be offensive to some people that love the Daisy 35. I'm not saying buy it and just take it apart and right away. You can actually keep it and shoot around with it. And then when you know it's time to fix your big boy, you have the parts right there. So a lot of people don't understand engineering. That's why I'm here. I'm supported by a gunsmith on this. He says this is how you do it. And for people who are independent, they want to fix it and they want to fix it now, this is how you do it. No mail order. If you go through the ripoff rats and get these, and it doesn't come through the mail, because unfortunately that can be a problem, you're not getting your delivery. If you think they're going to send you another set of this for free, you can tell yourself that. They're already ripping you off. Remember, this gun is between 35 and 45 bucks. The ripoff rats are selling you these two pieces for $40. So this, unfortunately, is a real problem out there. And if they get the market cornered, this will be 100 and this will be 50. That's what my gunsmith thinks. So this is how you stop that from happening to you. You have a working gun, and when it comes time to feed the big boy and keep them going, you also have these parts ready to go. Also, you have your Danco kit that I've shown in a couple of videos now. Your Danco kit with all these parts on it will make sure your O-rings are taken care of. You have your O-rings taken care of. You don't need to rely on anybody for their O-rings. For the PCPs and CO2s, that's something different. That's a different O-ring. But anyway, so hopefully this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and happy shooting.